NotebookLM or ChatGPT? Which AI tool do you prefer? Well, in this video, I'm going to be covering the top use cases for both NotebookLM and ChatGPT, as each one of these AI tools has their own strengths. So be sure to stick around for the entire video. And if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. My name is Ryan, and my mission is to help you navigate the overwhelming world of artificial intelligence. And if you want to know my favorite AI tools and prompts that I use for marketing and content creation, be sure to get my free AI Marketing Essentials Guide. You can find the link for this below this video. But now let's get back into NotebookLM versus ChatGPT. So first I want to say there is no definitive answer to the question of ChatGPT or NotebookLM, as both of these AI tools are not only some of my favorite AI tools that I use all the time, but they each have their own strengths and weaknesses. And in this video, I'm going to uncover my top 3 strengths for NotebookLM and also my top 3 strengths for ChatGPT. And also, if this happens to be your first time hearing about NotebookLM, this is one of Google's best AI tools right now, in my opinion. They define it as your personalized AI research assistant. And all you need to do to use NotebookLM is go to notebooklm.google, and I'll leave a link to this and everything else that I mentioned in the video description below. Click Try NotebookLM, and you'll notice you have to be signed into a free Google account. And then from there, you can just click Create New, and then you're able to start using NotebookLM. So circling back to the topic of NotebookLM versus ChatGPT, one of NotebookLM's biggest strengths, and I actually use this a lot, it's one of my favorite real-world use cases of NotebookLM, is its ability to learn complex topics and also just general simplification. And so in this example, I'm using Bitcoin. I'm using the topic of Bitcoin. And Bitcoin still is a very complex topic, especially for the older generations. You could apply this to rocket science, machine learning, algebra, right? Any complex topic out there, you can use NotebookLM to help you learn that. So what do I mean by this, and why would I use this over ChatGPT? Well, if you notice on the left-hand side here, I have sources that I can upload. I have the ability to choose my sources. So I have Bitcoin's website, the Wikipedia page, I have a YouTube video, I have the Bitcoin white paper, and I can add other sources. I can add up to 50 of my own sources per notebook. And so instead of going just to ChatGPT and just saying, what is Bitcoin? And not that this answer is bad by any means, it gives you a good synopsis. I like NotebookLM because it has the ability to actually use my own sources in one interface. Now, could I upload the white paper, or could I, even upload the transcript of a YouTube video to ChatGPT? Yes, I could do that. It's just a little more tedious, and I don't necessarily trust the training data all the time that OpenAI is using versus what you can do to control your sources here with Google's NotebookLM. And so why exactly is NotebookLM better for learning complex topics? Well, you'll see right here under the notes option, I have some really quick ways to just generate a study guide, a timeline, a briefing doc, even FAQs. If I click all of these at the same time, see that it's generating in a matter of literal seconds, I'll get all 4 of these different types of notes. And think about how useful it is when you're learning a topic like Bitcoin to just get a general FAQs doc, a general briefing doc, or even a timeline to just see what the duration of this thing and how it's evolved over time. So you see this literally in a matter of seconds, I got 4 notes here. And so if I click this, here's the timeline of Bitcoin all the way from the 1980s, and it has all this information here. General FAQs, if I just want FAQs on Bitcoin, and I believe this one's just a general overview, right? And again, you can always come down here too and start leveraging Gemini 2.0. If you have specific questions about Bitcoin, you can start doing that within the chat as well. But the other cool thing about learning a complex topics is you can use the audio overviews to help you learn a topic. I'm going to play a little bit of this here shortly. If you haven't actually heard this before, it's very, very high quality.
All right, everybody, welcome to another deep dive. And today we're tackling something that's been making headlines and sparking debates for years now: Bitcoin.
It's certainly been a hot topic, hasn't it? A real head scratcher for
A real head scratcher for sure. Yeah, I like those voices that it comes up with. And this is actually a recent update where they added interactive mode. So let's say you have specific questions you want to ask and just hear it in an audio version versus just reading all this text. I'm going to be honest, guys, sometimes I learn more from just listening to things versus just reading long blocks of text. So I'm going to click interactive mode, and let's see if I have a specific question that I can ask. So if you play it, you'll actually listen to the audio generated version, and then you can click join at any time to kind of join the conversation. So let's see what this looks like.
All right, everybody, welcome to another deep dive. And today we're tackling something that's been making headlines and sparking debates. Oh, wait, someone wants to join. Hey, go for it.
Hey, what's going on? So I just had one question. Is Bitcoin better than Ethereum?
Well, hey there, listener. Thanks for joining in.
Yeah, so glad you're here with us today.
That's a really interesting question, actually. It's something a lot of people wonder about.
It's like the ultimate crypto face-off, right?
In some ways, yes. But it's not quite as simple as saying one is definitively better than the other.
Okay, so maybe it's not a simple
So you guys get the idea, right? And you can hop in and ask any questions that you want. This is just another great way to learn a complex topic. And while this isn't technically a part of NotebookLM, Google just released this tool called Learnabout inside their Google Labs program. So if you really want a deeper dive on a topic, I would recommend using this tool. All I did was ask it, what is Bitcoin? And you'll see here it gave me an interactive list about the key features. I can click on these and it expands to the exact one. It's related content. So there's all these videos and articles like you would see in a Google search. You can go deeper. You can simplify. On the left-hand side, there's options as well, why it matters. This is just a really easy way to just learn a topic. Again, instead of versus reading just blocks of text like you would see inside a ChatGPT, for instance, or a Claude, right? So again, this is just another tool that you can use to help learn complex topics in addition to NotebookLM, which is Google's Learnabout. So the next strength of using NotebookLM instead of ChatGPT is summarization. I'm not talking about just any summarization like a short email or a short article. I'm talking about summarizing long form content and also doing it efficiently. So Google Gemini actually has what's called a higher context window than OpenAI's models like GPT-4o. So it excels at something like summarization. And so in this example, what I did is I uploaded the entire PDF of the book called The 4-Hour Workweek, one of my favorite books, by the way, by Tim Ferriss. And so what it did is in a matter of seconds here, gave me a quick summary. And again, ChatGPT can do this as well. But on the right-hand side, what ChatGPT can't do, or it can do, but it's more tedious to do it, is it generates a study guide, a briefing doc, a timeline, an FAQ in a matter of seconds, right? This is a perfect use case for NotebookLM, is summarizing long-form content efficiently. And so then what I did is I asked, well, what are the 5 high-level bullet points or 5 high-level takeaways from the 4-hour work week? And it gave me 5 bullet points like I asked for. Well, when I popped this open to ChatGPT, sure, it did the exact same thing. But what's the difference here? So in NotebookLM, it actually points to the different parts in the book, right? There's all these different sources here. There's a source guide. So I can click this and it'll point me to the exact part in the book or whatever source that you upload where it's getting this high-level bullet point from. And I think this is a really in-the-weeds feature of summarization that ChatGPT just cannot offer. Now, when it comes to summarizing short-form content, a short PDF, a short email, a short article, you can use both of these tools for that. Honestly, ChatGPT might be better suited for summarizing short-form content, but when it comes to summarizing long-form content, I just think that NotebookLM is a much better AI tool for doing that. And another useful example of summarization would be video. So long form videos, like a 30-minute YouTube video, even a couple hour-long YouTube video. This is something that ChatGPT simply cannot do unless you copy and paste the entire transcript. That is a little more tedious than just plugging and playing with a URL. So as you'll see right here on ChatGPT, I said, summarize this video, and I pasted the URL. And it says, I'm unable to access the content of this video directly. However, you can use these tools. So not very helpful in that regard. And again, I understand I can use a transcript. That's just another extra step that I have to take. Whereas I come to NotebookLM and I pop in a URL for a 3-hour long YouTube video, literally what it did in a matter of seconds is it gave me a summary right here like it does for any source that you input, gave me a study guide, briefing doc, FAQ like I showed you in the past. You can get an audio overview of this YouTube video if you want. But again, I asked it for 5 high-level bullet points of the most important takeaways of this video, and it did that. And it also points back to the exact moments in the video where it's getting these high-level points. So just another quick example that I wanted to show you of why I would use NotebookLM for summarizing long-form content instead of ChatGPT. So the third strength of NotebookLM that I'm going to cover is the most obvious one, and that is its ability to generate AI audio with its audio overviews, as they call it right here. And while ChatGPT is a great multimodal LLM, it still does not have the ability to generate AI audio. I'm sure OpenAI is working on something, and that will happen in the future. I guarantee that will probably happen. But as of this video recording, it can generate text, images, code, and even videos now with Sora. I know that's not technically ChatGPT, but OpenAI does have technology to generate videos. Google does too with VO and whatnot. But with NotebookLM specifically, we can generate AI audio by just adding any sources that we want. And I've made several videos on my channel about this. I even have a full dedicated tutorial showing you step by step how to generate AI podcasts with NotebookLM. And I'll leave that and all the related videos in the video description below. But showing you a quick example here, let's say I want to take one of my YouTube videos as a source, right? I'm using that as an example. I plugged in the URL of that YouTube video for my source. And on the right-hand side, you'll see this option for deep dive conversation to host. And what's really cool about this is we now have the ability to customize the audio overview. Whereas before, all we had was this generate options. We were just giving it into the hands of NotebookLM to generate an audio overview without any instructions. Well, now if you click customize, we can give it instructions. So let's say in this example, right, I want you to make this audio overview understandable to the average person. And you can add whatever you want. You can say talk slow, talk fast, right? Add whatever directions that you want, and then you can click generate. And I'm going to skip ahead after this output is complete, and then we'll listen to a little bit of it. All right, so NotebookLM just finished completing this audio overview that did take 2 or 3 minutes for it to finalize, and it got 17 minutes of audio based on my one YouTube video. So that's quite a lot there in my opinion, but let's play a few seconds of this so you can see what it sounds like again.
Okay, wow. So, like, anyone else feeling overwhelmed by the sheer number of AI updates coming out of Google lately? It's a lot to keep up with.
It really is. I mean, every time you blink, there's something new and ground.
It really is a lot to keep up with. I went over the interactive mode previously, so I'm not going to do that. But what you can do with the audio overviews is you can share it via a URL. You can give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and that signals to NotebookLM whether that's a good output or not going forward. And you can also download this. You can change the playback speed. You can delete it if you want, but you can download this as a WAV file, and you can use this audio file in the background to create short video clips, maybe post it on YouTube, right? And I talk about that more in my other videos related to creating AI podcasts with NotebookLM. So be sure to check that out for more information. But long story short, that is one of the biggest strengths that NotebookLM has over ChatGPT is its ability to create AI audio overviews. So I hope you better understand why NotebookLM is a popular AI tool, but it's not a silver bullet. And there are some things that ChatGPT excels at over NotebookLM and other AI tools for that matter. And number one would be anything related to ideation or brainstorming. I do this every single day inside my ChatGPT Plus account, whether it's ideas related to my business, right? So in this example, for one, first of all, you'll see how long this chat is as I'm scrolling down. This one chat was an entire brainstorming session that I did when I used it to create my first online course called the AI Beginners Bootcamp. No, this isn't a sales pitch for my course. I'm just telling you what I use ChatGPT to help me with. I've also used it to help me with various landing page optimizations, opt-in guides for my email newsletter, right? Email newsletter ideas. I've used it a lot for YouTube video ideas. And so why would I use ChatGPT for ideation over NotebookLM? Well, the big kicker here is memory. ChatGPT has a memory functionality where it can memorize all of your previous chats that you've ever done inside your account, and NotebookLM does not have that capability unless you're using just one chat here. So if I open up NotebookLM and just go back to an example here quickly, unless I'm sticking with one chat where I just have to keep everything inside one chat, I can't open up a new notebook, and NotebookLM's not going to remember what I said in a different chat or a different notebook. Versus ChatGPT, if you come in here and I start a new chat, it's going to remember everything that I've done in previous chats. And so again, this is one of my favorite use cases for not only ChatGPT, but just AI in general, is ideation, brainstorming, and strategy. And instead of talking about just using ChatGPT for ideation over NotebookLM, I'm going to provide you with a prompt and a real-world use case, and I'll leave this in the video description below. So here's the prompt that I use. I need you to be an expert in entrepreneurship and marketing. I'm looking to start an online business that revolves around AI and marketing. And you can find and replace this for anything that you want to start a business about, right? But here's the kicker. I said, based on what you know about me, provide 5 business ideas with a short explanation of why it's a good business to start. And so right away here we see memory updated, like I just talked about, the memory functionality of ChatGPT that NotebookLM does not have. So here it says, here are 5 ideas with minimal upfront capital: AI content creation service. I'm already doing that technically. AI chatbot implementation, AI social media consultancy, AI powered marketing automation agency. Say that fast 5 times. I'm doing that technically already. Online AI and marketing training programs. I'm doing that as well. Then you can even follow up and take it a step further and say, I like option 4. Now help me with next steps to get started. And again, fueling the ideas, snapping the writer's block. It's going to say great choice, and it's going to give you a step-by-step outline on what you should do to get started with this business idea. Define your niche, create a business plan, set up an online presence, website, social media, lead magnet, develop partnerships, create content, reach out to clients, develop a pricing model. It's giving you a step-by-step guide based on that simple prompt that I asked from the very beginning of just provide business ideas. You can just keep going on and on and on from there to accomplish various tasks to help you reach your end goal. So again, that is one of my favorite use cases of ChatGPT, and definitely one of its strengths over NotebookLM is ideation and brainstorming. So the next strength of using ChatGPT instead of NotebookLM is its ability to both create and repurpose content, and also both long form and short form content. I'm going to show you a real world example of what I'm talking about. So let's say in this example, and by the way, before I get into this, I also admit that GPT-4o, which is OpenAI's most advanced model right now for creativity and writing, I like that model over Gemini, even Gemini 2.0. I've never been sold on Google Gemini when it comes to creativity and actually writing and creating content. So I need to say that first. But in this example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to repurpose one of my YouTube videos into an SEO optimized blog post. And so what I did in this video is about NotebookLM hacks. I'll leave it in the description below if you want to take a look. But what I did on ChatGPT is I basically used a custom GPT where I have all of these parameters in the background for what I define as a high quality SEO optimized blog post. And I love using custom GPTs. I'm going to talk about that here in a little bit. But in this example, I said repurpose my video transcript to a blog post using the provided instructions. I'm going to give you a keyword and the video transcript. So I gave it the target keyword, which was NotebookLM hacks. I went ahead and copy and pasted the entire video transcript. And here is the blog post that I got. And again, keep in mind, I trained this custom GPT using a certain set of parameters, giving it words to avoid, giving it formatting information and formatting advice. So I have key takeaways. I have it certain ways where it's generating my intro. I have a placeholder for embedding the video on my website. It's adding internal and external links based on the instructions that I provided it here. So this is the way I would write a blog post right here: FAQs, final thoughts, etc. If I come over to NotebookLM and paste that YouTube video URL as a source, and then I ask it, write an SEO optimized blog post based on this YouTube video, it went ahead and did that. Now, is this terrible? Probably not. I could definitely use it. It would require a lot more fine tuning and edits and revisions. And it's not terrible, right? Like I said, I could use this, but I just like what I get from ChatGPT as an output when it comes to creating or even repurposing long form content just like this. So I want to take this a step further when it comes to repurposing content. Let's say I want to take this blog post that ChatGPT just made and repurpose this into social media posts, maybe an email newsletter, right? There's other forms of short form content that you can repurpose a blog post or a YouTube video into. And I'm going to compare what I get using NotebookLM doing it this way. And one of the best reasons why I love using ChatGPT for this is you'll see I have custom GPTs dedicated for specific tasks. So right here I have one video to blog post converter. And here's a little hack, by the way. If I hit the app button on my keyboard, I can use several GPTs inside one chat. And if I scroll down, you'll see I have a custom GPT solely dedicated taking video to social media posts, excuse me. So I'm going to transfer over to this custom GPT and I'm going to say, great, now create 3 social media posts for LinkedIn and Twitter. And the reason I would want to do this versus just using the same custom GPT is I have have another set of guidelines with best practices in my writing tone where it generates these social media posts that would be much better than just telling the same chat, generate me these 3 social media posts. So here it gave me ideas. Now, are these perfect? No, I'd still need to go in and fine tune them to some extent, but I can even take this a step further. I have another custom GPT dedicated to email newsletters. It's called my AI Power Play GPT. And I can say, great, now repurpose all of this content into an email newsletter using the provided, let's just say, using my guidelines, right? And so let's do that. And so now what it's going to do is it's going to take its instructions and parameters that are defined on the back end of this AI Power Play GPT and then create an email newsletter in my format that I've instructed it to based on all of the content that I have above here with the YouTube video, with the blog post, with the social media post. It's now repurposing this into an optimized email newsletter. Now, if I open up NotebookLM, and try to say the same thing right now, repurpose this into social media posts for X and LinkedIn. You can definitely do that, but there are no custom GPTs available on NotebookLM. Now, Google Gemini has gems from what I understand. You have to be on the paid plan to access those as well. I've never used that, but you'll see here it's giving me all these post ideas, and that's very overwhelming, by the way. I mean, look at all that. It gives me 8 tweets, 8 LinkedIn posts. I didn't specify in the prompts. That's probably my fault. But again, this isn't in my writing style, not in my writing tone. I didn't define a format or an output how I wanted it to look versus what you can do with ChatGPT when it comes to content creation and content repurposing. You can use custom GPTs to help you get better outputs. So I hope I'm making sense there, but this kind of trickles into my final point of where ChatGPT excels over NotebookLM, and that is the ability to use custom GPTs. These are tailored versions of ChatGPT designed to perform specific tasks, and you can set certain parameters and guidelines on the back end. Now, again, you have to be a member of ChatGPT Plus in order to build custom GPTs, but I do believe on the free version you can use them, you just can't create your own. And so you'll see how many I have right here. And in the scheme of things, this isn't even that many custom GPTs. I know people that have probably hundreds of these, dozens of these, right? I just use these for help with optimizing YouTube videos. I use these for, like I just showed you in the last example, repurposing videos to blog posts, repurposing videos to social media posts. I have some marketing clients on here where I build a custom GPT dedicated to my client, uploading their brand guidelines, their writing tones, so I can get outputs based on what they sound like, right? I have a podcast GPT. I have my own AI agent. I have a bot that mimics my writing style, my tone, right? I've uploaded all of the knowledge behind it to do that. I have an email GPT. So if I click into one of these as an example and I click edit GPT, you'll see on the back end here, I can give it a description. I can give it all these different instructions where when I go to NotebookLM, sure, I could create one giant prompt and have it do something, or maybe even gems on Google Gemini. I haven't tested those, so I can't properly say that. But if I had to guess, custom GPTs are easier to use and they probably provide better outputs than what you can get with gems, but you can't even use those inside NotebookLM anyways. They have conversation starters. You can upload knowledge to better train your custom GPT. And you can also use ChatGPT projects for something very similar. You can upload project files to train a project. You can give it custom instructions to kind of fine-tune your outputs. And this is also a great way to organize chats. Where on NotebookLM, you have to go one by one. I mean, sure, you can go to the home screen here and try to find things, but there is no way to organize your notebooks on NotebookLM instead of just scrolling through here and trying to find things, Command F, etc., etc. So long story short, that is another strength of using ChatGPT over NotebookLM would be custom GPTs and ChatGPT projects. So overall, that is my take on NotebookLM versus ChatGPT. And as you can see from this video, each AI tool has its own strengths and weaknesses. But now I want to hear from you in the comment section below. Do you prefer NotebookLM? Do you prefer ChatGPT? Are there other use cases that I missed in this video? I'm sure there are. Please leave me a comment below. I want to see what you guys have to say. And if you've made it this far into the video, I appreciate you. Be sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you found value, but most importantly, I hope you all have a great day.